Big shout out to everybody out there. I'm your host, Wally Sparks, and welcome back to another episode of Cambridge Gucci Live. Y'all know what I say, Cambridge Gucci Mane. Now, this is a special one right here because I always want to get the host in here, man, because us hosts, we usually just interviewing people, but what I say is, they need to get questions asked to them too. So with no further ado,
What's
let's
up, bro?
introduce my man.
What's up, bro?
Let's go.
What's up, everybody? I'm B. Luke, host of the Bounce Back podcast from East Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I'm here with my boy Wally. Had to come through, bless the platform, reciprocate the favor. You know what I mean? You came on mine pretty early in the game, so
that's a
here
fact.
I am. If I can, I will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. So what's good with you, Bobby, man? What's going on? I know you do the Bounce Back podcast. How long's it been now?
So I started the Bounce Back podcast late 2022. So it was established 2022, but it's been closer to 2 years than 3 years. You know what I mean? It was like,
wow.
I want to say my first guest was actually in early 2023 was my boy Ed, rest in peace. And if I ever make it to 1 million, the beautiful thing about it is he will always be my first guest, and may he rest in peace. And that's my guy, man. Ed Cook, rest in peace, bro.
So you've been having a lot of shows. How many episodes would you say that was from then to now?
So I'm 120 something.
Wow.
Ish, maybe pushing up to 130, yeah.
Damn, yeah, because I was looking on the YouTube and all that, because I was going to download a couple shorts for the commercial break or whatever, and I noticed, do you have a separate page for this as well, huh? Because there's something that says podcast, and it shows you got 100 and something joins. Then I see you got the B. Luke page. You know what I'm talking about?
No, so pretty much that's just the Bounce Back is a playlist on my B. Luke page. It's the same channel. I have a Bounce Back Shorts page, but you probably haven't seen it because I haven't been using it in probably not in the algorithm yet.
The show's doing really well,
bro,
man.
I gotta say too, for other people looking to put out content, that whole feature, the collaboration, invite to collaborate feature on Instagram has really been everything. And I want to give a big shout out to Day Heat because I didn't even know about that.
Okay, that's what put you on to that?
Day Heat was like, invite me to collaborate. I'm like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm learning all this as I go. But yeah, I always give props where it's due.
You're also a host of the game. You know what I mean? From host to host, coast to coast.
I know, you're the originator, bro. You an OG at this stuff. I'll give you that.
You know,
that much,
when you came in, I only embraced you with open arms.
For sure.
I say, you the guy right now.
CSD, baby.
What was it that made you want to start doing this? You know, because I know I seen you before in the Y and all that. Mm-hmm. You working out, you big with the workouts and all that. Seen you a passing in the hood before, but then boom. Bounce back time. What was it that inspired you to want to start doing the whole media thing?
Okay, so it started out with just like a lot of fitness content. It's pretty much like that's what I was doing, and my whole thing is like, okay, this social media is definitely something, so like let me just record whatever it is I'm doing and put it out there, especially if it's something I enjoy, because I feel like people, if they see you doing something that you're genuinely happy about, it comes off more authentic as opposed to like, oh, let me just do this for the sake of doing it because this is gonna get me views, which is gonna get me bread. But then when you come off kind of like people, because
natural. Was you always like an athletic cat coming up?
Yeah, so I was talking to my boy the other day. Shout out my boy Sawbuck, man. I was talking to him when I was in the projects, talking. His dad still lives out there, and yeah, he was like, he's like, B, even when you were younger, we would be smoking a blunt, like, oh, I'm doing a set of push-ups or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is. Like, if you ever met my mother, like, she's always on the go. She, you know what I mean? She never is quiet. So I feel like I'm just full of energy. So like, I need to let it out. If I don't let out that energy, bro, like depression starts to hit me. You know what I'm saying? I start to feel useless, start to feel purposeless. Yeah. I start to gain weight. Then you start to, well, now their parents is different. It's just a snowball effect, bro.
It's a snowball effect.
You ain't lying, bro.
I be through it. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure. So it all started with the fitness stuff, and then pretty much, so like the whole, jail interviews and system affected people, it's a big part of my story. Like my dad was locked up, pretty much until I was 10. He was out when I was like before I could remember, put it that way. You know what I mean? He's always like, oh, you always say like, you didn't meet me till you were 10. I'm like, yeah, but Dad, I don't remember when I was 3 or 2. Sorry,
Yeah.
but it's just the way it was. Like, I didn't really, I remember seeing him at the
You're
visit
catching
once.
on when you're
but yeah, he
starting
got
to-
out when I was 10, and he was in my life ever since, and that's my guy. And I also have a little brother who's serving a 2nd-degree life sentence right now. So even though, and I did time myself, so even me trying to move on from that life in the prison lifestyle, I'm getting phone calls every day. Like, that energy is still there. So I'm like, I saw a kid I actually did time with, Kid Shane. He was on Fresh Out series, which is the dude Big Herc out of California, because
Okay.
Shane moved to Cali and he was interviewing him.
That's
and
lit.
I was like, yo, I know Shane. He's from Red. I'm like, wow, we don't have that out here.
Wow.
And it was like, I saw the opening and you know what I mean? I feel like, you know, it
Ooh,
was just kind
that-
of meant
that-
to be. Then I saw my guy Lonell, Cambridge by Give Back. He was doing a
Okay,
podcast
okay.
here. He was doing a podcast here in the green room, and I kind of like, I always knew about CCTV. It's been around
Word.
for a while since it was down there, Be Live and all that stuff. But
Yeah,
it's just-
when it
I
was
just
on
forgot about
Prospect.
it. Yeah, sometimes you forget, so I
The
forgot
old
about
CCTV
it.
is Tasty Burger now.
What, is it?
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah,
is.
word up.
So I saw that, and then I just started doing that, and I started off like so I told you Ed was my first guest, but my first episode was kind of just me telling my story. You know what I mean? And kind of
That's
just
dope.
babbling. Yeah, so if you go back, it doesn't have too many views, so it might not pop up on the algorithm. You might have to look for it, but it's there. It's the first one on that
Telling
that
your
playlist.
story, right?
Yeah, and then I had you know, I started off with dudes I knew. Ed Price from the Port came through, Dutch from North Cambridge,
Okay.
and then it started to grow because people are like, yo, what's up with that? People see like Dutch, so he's like, yo, my boy hit me up, he wants to, you know what I mean? And
That's
it's just
fire.
plugs like that, and the next thing I know, it's like,
It's rolling. Balls
it-
rolling.
Yeah, pretty much.
Word. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Because I was watching your joint. You know, I knew it was the whole jail joint. Remember, I had hit you up.
Yeah, which people can learn from that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
who better to learn from staying out of jail than someone who's actually stayed out? You know what I mean? You don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Nah,
right?
I think that was a
You know
dope.
what I mean? But,
that was a dope little breeze on there.
But it's kind of, so I called it the bounce back because I didn't want it to be, like, I didn't want to put myself in a box neither. I'm not calling it Massachusetts prison stories, Massachusetts jail stories, right? This is the bounce back podcast. So it's really about perseverance. It's really about getting through the struggle and maintaining a positive attitude. And
Bouncing
just
back.
Yeah, coming, which I think is so general that I could still leave it open to interview pretty much anybody because we all got a story. Everybody's
fact.
story has value, and it's turned into some things too where I'm trying to, since the platform has gotten bigger, I'm even trying to put on like certain artists. I just want to rep for the city. I want to
That's
rep
fire.
for the state. So not everybody has done time, but I mean, it's such a small world. I mean, I would say everybody is at least almost system affected. If you're from the urban area, you might not have
Word.
been locked up, but you know somebody.
Yeah.
You might have an uncle.
Oh, you know, as a
that-
kid,
Yeah.
we got arrested, we got thrown in the
Something,
Cambridge
yeah.
real quick.
Some people have parents that were locked up, uncles, aunts,
That's a
brothers.
fact.
You know what I mean? So I feel like it's all kind of
It's
relative
all
to.
it's all relatable.
But even if it's probation, you know, because everybody gets to a different point. Some people, they get probation, and that's enough for them. That's enough to scare them to not, you know what I mean?
Word, to have to do that
you know,
whole
some people that's
check-in
not
and all
enough.
that.
Some people's like, oh, this is easy. Some people even getting locked up. Oh, this is actually kind of fun. You know what I mean?
Right,
and, you
right,
know, you
right.
make the most of a bad situation, especially when you're, you know, county or amongst people. Like my first time going to Billerica, it was so many Cambridge dudes. Like it was pretty much like my neighborhood was empty because everybody was in Billerica. So it was
That's
almost
crazy.
like I was kind of looking forward to it. It's just a messed up reality and mind state and way
Yeah.
of thinking, but that's just what it was. And you know, so I'm just trying to put all that behind me and just trying to show people that you don't have to make those mistakes to learn. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
like
real.
me, you know what I mean? Hopefully they can learn from our mistakes or somebody else's mistakes so they don't have to, because we can't keep reinventing the wheel, right?
That's a fact.
You'll never get anywhere. The wheel was invented and then you build on it. And now we're flying. Yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I definitely agree with that. We're about a little over the time, but you know it's time to get into a commercial break right about now, and I'm gonna give y'all a clip. I got one of your clips right here,
I
Bobby.
see.
So with no further ado, y'all, we'll be back after these messages.
Yeah, hold on. I just want to clear the air. Y'all better stop with the goofy shit on Aaron Hernandez, bro. That's the 8, bro. That was the 8. That was official, bro. All that gay is talking goofy. Aaron Hernandez is official, real nigga, bro. I don't know this shit these interviews is doing, you know what I'm saying? All I know is what we speak on right here, this is all facts. That people you already interviewed could come back and be like, oh, that he talking facts. Like nothing I'm saying is, this is all real. You gotta remember, it's only one Max in Massachusetts. So whatever we say or the next say that you interview or seen or whatever, they like it all gotta add up because we was all there. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Hernandez was like first time up there. He moved on some shit. Yeah, for real. He got busy like as soon as he came up there. Yeah, he put on off the rep. He a real athlete. That nigga dropped 40. Dude, yeah. He dropped like 44. 44. He dropped like 44 points in the jail basketball game and shit, playoffs and shit. That only thing I ain't jacking, I'm be real, is him killing himself. You know, we don't do that. I'll tell you this though, he ended up getting switched from the gray side, which is where we all are at, to the green side, to G2, to where none of us is at. So he wasn't around his people, the love that niggas have for him. Right. I can't speak on that.
You want to talk a little bit about that interview right there?
Absolutely. That was pretty much my guy Susu's interview. Unfortunately, Susu has been picked up by the feds after that. So free Susu, he's fighting the feds. Chuck, Heat, the guys came in. A lot of those guys were up the max. Like I said, my brother's been in. A couple of them knew my brother, and they were there with Aaron Hernandez, so they could speak firsthand on like his experience. Yeah. And there's some of those guys were in the same affiliated gang, you would call it, and they talked about him on the basketball team. That his team kind of won the tournament. He's an athletic dude. He's a big dude for an NFL star. So amongst like normal people, so they touched on that, and I think a couple of those guys might have got locked back up again. So everybody's at different points in their journey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just what it is. And then some people, they make that switch mentally, but then it's like your past is still there. Like you still might have a case you're fighting. You still got to deal with it. You know, sometimes.
Yeah, still hanging over.
Yeah,
you know?
You might even still have beef, which kind of you got to be. Even when you change your life, the streets don't care about that. Sometimes you still got to stay on your toes.
Nah, they don't.
They would actually don't like that even more. They'll probably want to get you even more, knowing that you change your life and are starting to be successful. They'll resent you even more for that, and that probably, actively start looking for you.
That's
just because
true.
you're doing success. You never
That's
know,
true.
man.
Let's get back to a little bit about the show.
Let's go.
Now that you became a host, right? Could you name some goods and bads about hosting, like some is that you learned that you probably never figured you'd come across?
Yeah. So I guess I'm always learning. In there. The good thing too is sometimes I feel like there's less of the pressure being the host, right? You just got to have a question ready to go, and then it's more
Facts.
On the guest. So like always big up to my guests, you know what I mean, for coming through, because they're the ones that are really putting themselves out there, and really the ones that that lead the monologue. Like I guide it, but if you want to take up the time wise for like the hour and 20 minutes, like it's mostly them. Like I'm hardly even in it sometimes.
Word, because exactly.
So like big up to them, and I've had some struggles on the technical side. You know what I mean? Because I'm not only the host, I'm like the producer, the editor. It's like I wear many hats to the bounce back.
Yeah, word.
So I edit it and everything too, and there's been times where I lost the audio. Growing pains. Certain things. One time I lost the video. And sometimes I gotta, I don't know, a lot of people, they need to be triple confirmed sometimes, and I get people when they're coming from far away, you know what I mean? But sometimes I'm just so busy too, and I'll have like I'll be here a couple times a week too, so it's like I'm still focused on the last one, but sometimes I gotta get ahead a little bit and touch base with people. I gotta do a better job with that sometimes. I admit that, but pretty much it's like if I don't hit you up to cancel, like we're on, I'll be here, you know what I mean? But I get it, some people do come from far and they need that confirmation before they just head out,
On that workout level, do you do any like personal training? Do you teach any classes? I see you doing the boxing sometimes in the Y and all that.
So I did get certified during COVID. I was just I was kind of pretty much bored, and I would like whatever I would like to work out. So let me learn something. Let me do something. I have to be working towards a goal or something. Otherwise, I feel like I said, that mental health, the depression starts to kick in, not feeling a purpose. So like if I'm not striving towards something, not only that, it's like I feel lost. Like which way am I going? Like at least I'm like that way. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. Yeah. That's where I'm going. Sometimes might be faster, sometimes might be slower. You know what I mean? Definitely. I might be sprinting, then I might be jogging, then I might be walking, but I'm not stopping. And I know where the hell I'm going at least.
That's definitely the wave. I remember we was talking about something. You said you was gonna do something with the UFC, the fighters. I see a couple of recent interviews you had and all that. Are you going in a lane like that now too, where you're interviewing some fighters and all that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So some of it's crossover. Some of those fighters come from, have done time and stuff like that, but not everybody. But it's like, it's another interest of mine. It's something that I'm interested in anyways. But big shout out to Joe Cav. He was actually running Combat FC, which is like a minor league kind of for the UFC. Dana White being from out here, he's good friends with him, and they do quarterly events. It's been at the Shriners Auditorium in Wilmington. So if you guys never seen an MMA fight or boxing or anything live, it was a great time. I missed the last one. I had unfortunately I had to work a little late, but the one I went to before, it was a great time, great live event. I advise anybody who's a fan to go see it live, and even if you're not, to go see it. And that's one thing too. Like, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to put myself in a box. Joe Rogan interviews everybody from astronauts to criminals. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, straight up. So you're all over the field.
I mean, if I'm gonna emulate somebody, it might as well be the top dog. Well, you know what
I
I mean?
Exactly. Straight barking on them, man.
I didn't even know what a podcast was. I to be on. If you would tell me 10 years ago, like I'd be like, what's a podcast?
Word, no BS. It's like the new wave around here,
Absolutely. Hey, and all the even the celebrities, the actors, the musicians, they're all starting to, come online and make their way over to YouTube and all that stuff.
They are. There's a whole lot of streaming going on right now, man.
Yep.
I'm noticing that.
Streaming, vlogging, all of it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know how you classify it. Streaming, that's more like a live thing, right? Live stream,
like
I would say,
like follow you around type of deal. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. People doing everything, but you should, but do something. But do something that you're doing anyway. Don't just do something for the internet.
To follow the lead.
Yeah, don't just do it for the internet. If you love video games, there's a kid out there probably making millions streaming video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tim the Tap Man, I watched that dude. This dude's getting $500 donations.
Yeah, word, no bullshit.
I wonder what kind of work you got to do or what kind of money you got to have to be able to donate a video game streamer $500. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I don't want to be Tim the Tap Man. I want to be that dude that's able to donate $500. Like it's
nothing.
Like
that's
to someone you don't know. Like if it's my people, if I know you, then I'll donate it if I have it. You know what I mean? But I'm sorry, like just some random streamer, you'll never catch me donating to them, bro.
Nah, word, yo, you ain't even lying.
I'm just keeping it real, bro.
So on the bounce back tip, right? How often are these shows coming on? And is this like, do we also have a weekly scheduled program? What's that, the Channel 8 and all that?
Yeah, Channel 8 or 9. I'm not sure exactly what days it comes on and what time.
But you in rotation.
But it's up there, yeah, it's up there. So you can catch me on that on CCTV for sure. I try to get in here as much as I can, man. Sometimes there's been weeks where I was in here twice, and then each time I did 2 interviews. I think once I got 5 interviews in a week, which was probably my
wow.
Yeah, which was probably my most, and I think. That was pretty cool. You know
Do you have a favorite interview out of all of your interviews, or top 3 or something like that?
I'm trying to think. Do I got a favorite interview, man? Man, I just the early ones mean a lot to me because it was before it was just people were like, if you believe in it, I believe in it. You know what I mean? It wasn't a thing yet. It wasn't just like, oh, yo, B's lit. Like, let's get on there. It was like
it's hard to take to make a choice like that, especially when you got a lot in store. 100-something interviews. You know?
Absolutely.
It's like someone asked me if I got a favorite mixtape. I'm like, hold on. No.
But the first, the OGs, like the originals, how Hockey, the original 6, like my first 10, I don't know. I don't want to even put an arbitrary number on it, but the first ones will always have a spot in my heart because they just believed in it off the strength.
Season 1, right?
Yeah, like I stopped doing the seasons things because it kind of got wrapped up and just like when's the season?
Yeah,
start?
then when's it end? How many is even in the season?
Yeah, it sounds good, but it's became too much. I just drop it as is.
Just let them build up.
Yeah, those always appreciated. So those are probably my favorite. And it was before I knew like the direction of it. The style was a little different. It was before it was more like me interviewing the person. I saw it as more like we're just talking, but I was cutting people off.
Conversation piece.
Yeah, but whatever, man. Even some people, like I said, my boy Ed, rest in peace, the first dude to come on. He didn't even know what it was about, and he was
That's
down
funny.
to
You
come
said
on.
you was
He-
cutting
no, but he
people
didn't. Yeah, he didn't even know what it was about. He's like, "Yeah, I'll come on. What's it about?" You know what I mean?
right.
Like they just off the strength.
Oh,
bro.
okay. So, are you winging the questions as you go, or you got them already in hand?
So yeah, pretty much. So I used to write them down beforehand, and then until I got an interview from somebody who I was talking to somebody, and the whole time I had thought I was interviewing them, but they were like talking about someone else, like their boy. So I was
Wow.
like, well, pretty much this is out the window. Let's
Yeah.
see how it goes. And I was actually surprised at how well it went because I think I'm able to listen more as opposed to like I'm looking at the question.
I like to go off top. It
Yeah.
seems more because when you're like, even as a performer or something, it's a lot of anxiety. Like when
Yeah.
you're trying to remember your flow,
Yeah.
you know your flow, but
Yeah.
you'll be outside pacing with it. So I feel like off the top is
Yeah.
always a great way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And this, I have a lot of, calming questions or questions I can fall back on if I'm like, what do I, you know what I mean? Real quick,
Word,
you know what I mean?
Those you got those ones you can just pull out the bag, right? The
Yeah.
standard joints,
Absolutely.
custom.
Mm-hmm. You know what I
Okay,
mean? I try to
okay.
ask people a lot of times too, like the worst part about being locked up because a lot of music and movies is a lot of false glorification and a lot of misguided
Okay.
and stuff like that. So I just want this next generation to be like, hey man, can't say they didn't tell us.
Yeah, right. Speaking of music, we're gonna get into another break with some music from my man TD Bands. This is a new one, y'all. We'll be back after these messages.
It's TD Banks. Stay focused.
Now focus got me missing out on opportunities. Now I'm alone, 32, no kids still living dreams. I have a plan to follow, got distracted, couldn't see. I lost all my focus trying to be a wannabe. I moved so far away to try to go and find myself. I needed peace of mind to figure out what step was next. Continue to be stuck or focus on a harder test. I almost quit the race cause niggas said I'm not the best. They say I'm out of place like alien, I come from space. But they won't understand until I show them stranger things. It's all up to me like quarterback, I run the play. I got a plan to stick to, I gotta focus, man. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Don't let another person keep you down. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Rising to the top, not slowing down. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Don't let another person keep you down. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Rising to the top, not slowing down. I'm rising to the top, not letting no one keep me down. Graduations from distractions, wear my cap and gown. Friends come and go, so on the go I make new pals. Gotta get this bag, work so hard I don't back down. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Don't let another person keep you down. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Rising to the top, not slowing down. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Don't let another person keep you down. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Rising to the top, not slowing down.
We back, y'all. Big shout out to everybody out there. Shout out my man TD Bands. Shout out my man B Luke, man.
Know it.
We at the last minutes of the show. We gonna talk a little more ish. Hey,
Let's get
so I noticed, like you said, you do the show. It comes on the TV station. You do the pre-records. Do you ever think about doing it live? You know, in the live setup and all that.
Absolutely. I did think about doing it live, and but so I came to the decision too because I brought it up to somebody, and they were like, no live, because a lot of times, like I said, some people they leave the streets behind, but the streets don't necessarily want to leave them behind. And after, at a certain point, I'm sure so many people know where we're at.
Yeah, you don't want to be like, my next guest is.
Yeah, then next thing you know, look, there's 5 dudes outside the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, we don't want that kind of drama, man. This is, keep the street stuff in the street, off the internet. Like, whatever. I understand the streets are probably always going to be there. Some people, that's what they do. But, like,
That's real.
Keep the streets on the streets and let us internet dudes do the internet thing.
Word,
You know
word.
what I mean? Like, come
Well,
on,
best
man.
off to
That's
just
it.
post it up, right?
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm talking
So,
about?
yeah, I thought about it, and But yeah, I don't post like I don't have a regular day, like I put it out which I probably should. Everything I look up tells me consistency, blah, blah, blah. I just get it, edit it, get it out.
Word.
Next, get it. Well,
That's it.
Next,
Push
you know what
them
I mean?
out.
As much as I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no need to wait. I never like to do the waiting game with anything.
Yeah, and plus
You
it's
know?
like, I don't, once I see this is how everybody does it, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to just do me. I don't
Yeah,
know, you know what I
word,
mean? For
word.
real. That's how I'm trying
Yeah, I
to
might
do.
give people like 3 episodes in a row in that week, you know?
Yep.
Next week it might get 1, next week it might get three more,
Yeah, it's
4,
tough.
you know?
It stays, it's tough. It's busy out here, man. I work till 3 usually. That's why I'm always here in the evenings, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
my
we got a
days are
late
pretty
one
full,
today.
bro. I know, man. Thanks for making it happen.
Oh
though. I
yeah,
appreciate
definitely.
you.
We had to get the special edition right here. Like I said, man, host deserve to be hosted as well. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
So I always felt like it's a special thing when I could get a fellow host.
It's like the
to get up
Uno
in here.
reverse card right now. The question they're asking me the question.
These last minutes we got, is there any specific thing you want to let the people know? Anything coming soon? Any shout outs? And of course, let them know how they could reach you on Facebook and all that.
Absolutely. So the Bounce Back Podcast on YouTube. The channel is BLuke617. You can catch me on Instagram at B_Luke LUKE_617. Bobby Lucas. On Facebook. Stay tuned. I definitely have some episodes coming soon. And as far as the message, man, don't let them trick you out of your freedom, bro. Don't let these people guide you the wrong way. Don't let these people gas you to do something that they're not doing themselves. You know what I mean? Because they say they put their work in, they probably didn't. You know what I mean? A lot of it's lies, man. And,
Yeah, facts.
Nowadays, we don't, with technology, there's so many other, I feel like we didn't know what we didn't know when we were boxed in. We didn't have the internet to explore, to know like, I could get a printing press and make t-shirts. Like the only way we thought
Word.
was like, this dude has something that he's cuffing me, and you
Yeah.
know what I mean? We're gonna make money that way. Like, but now I feel like the streets is played out, the streets is old, you can't win. Technology has gotten to the point where their technology far surpasses the criminal technology, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you're playing a losing game. And I say put yourself, and I guess I'll put the final message is to put yourself in win-win situations. You know what I mean? Because
Ain't
even
no
when
wrong
you
with
get
that.
into certain stuff, if you win a fight, what do you really win? You get arrested, you're in jail. You feel like a winner?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Especially if you don't win the case.
Yeah, exactly, which is probably not going to happen. So it does, though, but just stay away from that. There's too many other options. Find something you love to do, and then record it if you're comfortable being online.
That's what's up, man. And big shout out to you once again, man.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thanks
you for
for having
coming
me,
on the
Wally.
show. And hope you guys enjoyed another episode of Cambridge Gucci Live. Until the next time, I'm gonna end y'all off with one of my tunes. Check me out though. I'm Cambridge Gucci, man, you already. What the hell? Send that fatty in the Harry, ain't no celly. What the hell? Call your bitch up on the celly, she ain't big up. What the hell? She at my crib, I got my dick up and we fucking. What the hell? What the hell he answered? What the hell he misses? What the hell he on? What the hell he wearing? Just hit my nigga for that fire, got the hell I did. But he ain't pick up when I call him. What the hell he pick up? I remember niggas, they support me. What the hell he? But now I heard you asking for me. What the hell he? What the hell he cat? Where the hell he at? Send him right there. What the hell was that? What the hell he Bailey? What the hell he Keller? What the hell he never? Nigga Cinderella. I was bagging up that mini. What the hell he? Telling niggas it was Pivy. What the hell he? Heard the nigga wanna kill me. What the hell he? Until I do somebody filthy. What the hell he? What the hell he's for? What the hell he? What the hallelujah? Now what the hell he? Y'all know how to get dirty on.